Today, we're going to be doing the Laurel Highlands hiking trail again, and this time it's going to be 70 miles, 3 days, 2 nights, and yeah, let's get to it. Just walking up on the 70-mile marker, and we have officially started the Laurel Highlands hiking trail. Alrighty, so I just got myself signed in there. Turn that in there, put that back. And we're gonna be on our way. So I had to get signed in back there. Apparently at each location for each trailhead of the Laurel Highlands hiking trail, they have drop boxes for you to sign in. You put your name, address, phone number, how many people, just usually basic information. It helps the state rangers keep tabs on you, just in case anything were to go wrong. Now this trail has been calling my name for quite some time, ever since my first outing back in May, which in that instance, Mother Nature defeated me. I got rained out. It was a mess. Now the weather for this week is supposed to be clear. Except for today, they're calling for like a thunderstorm or a shower later on, which I don't know if you can see, but it kind of looks like it's going to rain anyway. I mean, it's sprinkling, but not enough to really bother you. So I'll just keep an eye out, but it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, and it's supposed to be beautiful Wednesday, my last day. So we'll wait and see what it brings. As you can see, I also have a lighter pack. And on this trip, my base weight is around 17 pounds, which is the lightest I've ever gone on a multi-day trip. Normally I go between like 25, 26, maybe 27 more. It's usually under 30 pounds for a base weight, which for those of you who don't know what a base weight is, your base weight is everything on your back other than food, water, and so on. One thing I love about the Laurel Highlands hiking trail are the tons and tons of rhododendrons. They're so cool because when you go in them, they literally turn everything black. And by that, I mean it gets really, really dark. And oh, that's nothing. But yeah, as you can see, everything is very, very dark. I love it. So normally this would be an overlook that you could actually see Johnstown, which would be somewhere in that little gap right there. But it is really foggy out on top of this ridge today, and I'm kind of hoping that it sort of goes away, because I'd hate to hike in fog all day, but I'm okay with it either way. Found this gnarly looking spider web here, and it goes all the way over to this tree here. I don't know if you can see the string or not, but that string goes all the way over there, and then we have another string that goes way, way over here, which is like 15 feet up. So that little spider went to work. Too bad it has to be in the middle of the trail where everybody's gonna be going through it. I will say, this fog is really eerie in a good kind of way, because up top there you have the light, the sunshine coming through the ridge right there, at least trying to break the clouds. And you got the slight breeze and just the ferns. I don't know, it's just the environment you put yourself in and you realize that you're in it. It's just really amazing, you know? Just one of those moments that you just gotta stop and take everything in. Oh, it's beautiful. Huh. So we have come up to the first shelter area, which is the Decker Avenue shelter area, which is down there, but we're just gonna keep heading south, and still got 19 miles to go, so we're just gonna keep pressing forward. One thing too about the Laurel Highlands hiking trail is that the whole trail pretty much looks like this, and it is blazed by these yellow markings. Now, the shelter area markings are marked blue. So you want to follow the trail, follow the yellow. If you come across a shelter sign that points down to another trail, it's usually going to be marked by blue, and those are the ones you want to follow for the shelters. So it looks like the fog cleared out a lot, and you know, the wind died down a little bit. It's actually really cool, very comfortable weather right now to hike in. It's not humid anymore, and really enjoying it out here now. Hey, little guy. Hey. I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, there you go. I actually stopped to take a break just now to air out my feet for about 20 minutes, and the sun finally came out. I thought it would never come out. It was foggy off and on all morning, and now the sun's finally coming out, so pretty excited about that. So we have finally come to the gas pumps and the gravel road. We got the Seven Springs line running right here, and it's very, very gassy. Smells like propane. Somebody left the propane tank on. You know, a random trail thought that always pops in my mind whenever I'm out hiking or whatnot is, if the same animal has ever seen me more than once. You know, like how you jump up a deer every now and then if you go to your favorite hiking spot or whatever, and sometimes a deer or so would pop out, or even a bird. Like, those are everywhere. But, you know, just random things that you think about when you have all the time in the world and nothing but your thoughts. So we are coming to the 60-mile mark. So first 10 down, 12 more to go. Or 14, I should say. So we had sort of a mini downpour there for about 15 minutes, and it's still coming down just a little bit, not as hard though. But it sounded like wind at first coming in, and all of a sudden, boom, downpour. So, oh well, we're about halfway to Route 30, so we've done almost 12 miles now, so halfway there. By that marking from the pace I've been keeping at, it's about 2.5 miles per hour. I reckon we'll get to camp around by the very earliest 9. So it'll be nightfall by the time we get to camp, so we'll just keep pushing along. Boy, I will say one thing though. That rain brought a ton of fog. Holy moly. I guess you could cut it with a knife, so to say. Not much further. I'm going to probably take a break here shortly. Oh, getting hungry. Alrighty, so we've finally come to the Route 271 shelter area and parking area. So we have one more campsite and we're finally there. Well, it looks like we finally hit our first landmark for the trip. Finally. Thought we were going to see nothing for a while there. Oh, tight squeeze. Holy moly. Yeah, seeing something other than just ferns and trees. Really, really big morale booster, you know. Oh, finally something to look at. For any of you wondering why it's so barren all around me here, it is because I'm in a section that a few years ago the state actually sprayed for ferns, which I guess they're making a comeback now. But essentially they sprayed them because they were taking over the environment or whatnot, and you know, they try to let the natural habitat make a comeback, but as you can see, they didn't do so well, I guess, in the long run. So, quick update. We have now just passed the 20-mile mark, and that's something. So it's pretty much, camp is pretty much on the home stretch now, and it's about 7:30, and we should be getting back to camp around 9:30ish, something like that. So we might have a little twilight left. So we have finally made it to the Route 30 shelter area. So I'm gonna go get camp set up and I'll get back to you guys. Good morning, everyone. Last night I didn't really have time to bring out the camera. There were some other people staying right next door to me, actually, right there. And before I knew it, when I got into camp, we got to talking, and you know, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I was already done eating and everything was taken care of, and I was pretty whooped. So I'm just getting everything packed up now and about to head out soon, so catch you guys out on the trail. So just got back on the trail now, and covered a lot of mileage yesterday. 24 miles. Whew. Well, 23 3/4. But today we have about 22 miles to go. We'll be staying the night at Grindle Ridge, and today we get to see Beams Rock, Seven Springs, and oh, before I forget, the Turnpike Shelter. So at least we get to see some stuff today. Yesterday was sort of dull when it came to being able to see stuff, but about to cross Route 30 now, and our next stop will be Beams Rock. Another quick note, I just wanted to say that from the 70-mile marker to Route 30 shelters is very, very dry. I mean, I think I only saw, out of those 24 miles, maybe a barely trickling stream. So for those of you out there, if you're watching this and you're planning a through hike this summer or sometime in the future, remember that that whole section is dry. But you know, as all the rain, as much rain as we've been getting, you'd think there'd be something, but there's not. Tons of mountain laurel right now. Oh, and they smell good too. Oh, they're all over the place. So I finally came across my first piece of decent scenery here, and it's actually fenced off. It's actually right before Beams Rock, but it's to keep like the deer and stuff from eating all the seedlings and whatnot. And we have, see if the camera can focus in. Finally came across a clearing, actually not too far away from where we just were from that sign. But yeah, this is what I get to look at. Beautiful, ain't it? I actually just noticed this. That fence isn't even up no more. I guess they took it down. Huh. Well, we have made it to Beams Rock. Let's go check it out. Ooh, that's a long way down. Well, we finally made it to the Turnpike Bridge. Well, we are officially halfway done. That little fly just mopping that bird poop up. Alright, so change of plan. I'm actually going to be staying the night at Route 31 instead of Grindle Ridge. And then tomorrow night I'll be staying at 653. And then our final day I'll be heading out to Ohiopyle. And you know, I really thought about it for a while yesterday. Actually, I thought about it a lot yesterday and a little bit today, and you know, I kind of just want to take it easy a little bit. It's not that I couldn't do it in 3 days, but I more or less want to enjoy myself out here. So instead of 3 days, I'm just going to go for 4 and yeah, just enjoy myself out here. I have a drop off. I have a friend coming to drop some supplies off to me later over at the parking lot. Remember that drop off? I had an awesome friend drop me an extra day's supply of stuff since I'm going to be out here for another day. And oh man, there's a ton of stuff, but oh my gosh, it's just so good. Hello everyone. I have camp set up and just finished eating. So I'm going to sit here and try to build a fire, get some of my clothes dry, and I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all. Good morning, everyone. It is now Wednesday, and it got a little chilly last night. It's still a little chilly now. It's about 51 degrees, and I got some water going for some coffee here, and chowing down on a blueberry bagel right now. And I got a Go Cup for peanut butter to go with it, and a few other items. And after that, I'm gonna get things packed up. And we got about 13 and a half or 14 miles to 653, and we get to see Seven Springs today. I'm really excited about it. You know, one good thing about having an extra day is that I'm gonna worry about having to hurry up and get into the next shelter area. I can more or less just relax now. It kind of puts my mind at ease too, you know. I can finally, you know, just come out here, enjoy myself instead of, you know, trying to kill myself and whatnot. But, you know, I'm kind of happy. Well, kind of, I'm actually really happy I made the decision. But I have an extra day worth of supplies thanks to an awesome friend of mine that met me last night over at the parking lot by Route 31. So, we're gonna be heading towards Seven Springs now, and then we have an awesome overlook closer to camp. Hello everyone, we're here, Seven Springs Mountain Resort. Beautiful place, huh? There's even some more stuff to look at right over here. Huh. That's cool. See all the lifts and whatnot. You know, it's unreal the distance I've gone in the last 3 days. I mean, over 40 miles. That's just wicked. And it's also nice to finally be around some sort of civilization, even though it's only been 3 days. But with the mileage and stuff, it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels longer. Well, we have reached Lake Tahoe, which is a man-made reservoir. Hey there, little guy. I'll just let you swim away. Finally reached the potable water spot here at Seven Springs, and heating up some water. I'm gonna have some lunch now, and got instant mashed potatoes. But for any of you that don't know, this is the only, as far as I know, verified potable water source on the Lower Highlands Hiking Trail. And they have a brush for, you know, your dog or whatever, and a dish bowl for them too. There's another one over at the 653 parking lot, I think. But I don't know if that's been updated or not as reliable. But yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch and then we're gonna press on. We're now entering the Sporting Clay Range, which is ahead apparently. So we might get shot, might not. Who knows? That's the fun though, right? May not be able to see it, but all that red there, that would be my brand new shin splint. And that hill right there, going all the way up, and it zigzags about 3 times going up like that. Oh my gosh. Was that a pain in the ass to walk down with this shin splint? Holy moly. I had to sit down and take a break. Oh, that about kills you. Actually, a little bit behind on time here. the shin splint has been more than a hindrance. I don't think I've ever had one this bad before in my life. But what can you do, right? Other than just keep pressing on. Hopefully when we get to camp I can find some Motrin. I have a med pack, or a med kit. And pop some Motrin and just relax. Well, ladies and gentlemen, finally reached the overlook. It is spectacular. An Ohiopyle. I'll show you guys right now. Ohiopyle is right on the other side of that second ridge, or third, right before the last one you see it. On a really clear day, I don't know if you can see it way out there, but that big, those two buildings out there, that big one is actually the UPMC building out in Pittsburgh. And that's like 70 miles away from here. Imagine that. Found a blackberry patch and couldn't help but help myself to a few of them. And yes, they are blackberries. See? Sweet. It's just about time for them too. I'd say they're just about in season. But really good. Nice little treat right before camp. Good evening, everyone. Just arrived at camp here and started a fire a little bit ago. I'm trying to get all my clothes dried out and all that stuff, just from all the sweat and whatnot. And well, tonight's my final night. I've had a blast. We got 18.5 miles to go tomorrow to Ohiopyle, and it is going to be a long day. So I'm going to rest up, I'm going to eat, get some Motrin in my system for this stupid shin splint, and then I'll see you all in the morning. Good night, all. Good morning, everyone. It is now Thursday. We have about 18.5 miles to go. Finally getting out of here. I'm gonna grab some water out of the pump, which I'll show you here in a second. And we're gonna hit the trail. Got a long day. Well, officially on the trail again. Just left the shelter area, and might be going a little bit slower today due to the fact that my shin is currently injured slightly. So I don't know, I'm going to try and keep a steady pace, but it's going to be a little slow today. So far this trail is like really washed out or something. Basically like a mini stream going to a bigger one. But it still goes. One thing I love about the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail is that it's littered with these rock outcroppings and formations. And some of them can be pretty impressive. Really cool, like the one we have in front of us. I'm not going to go explore because it's off the trail, but yeah, it's awesome. It looks like we came across some sort of gas pipeline thingy, and guessing back that way is where the pipeline goes, but I wonder how they hauled this bad boy in. Huh. What's going on, everyone? Well, it's about lunchtime, and I need to get something to eat anyway because I'm really hungry. But it is about 1:45 noon, and we've probably had about just past the 11-mile marker. So we have just a little over 10 miles to go, which puts us at Ohiopyle around 5:30, 6:30ish. So gonna eat some lunch here, get rehydrated, and then we're gonna hit the trail again. Well, everyone, we have now officially entered the single digits. That's a small morale booster, I'll tell you what. Low tree. So that puts us at a high pile, I'd say around 6:30, something like that. But we still have about 2 more miles from here. Excuse me. There's a decline we gotta take, which I believe is around 1,300 feet. And then 3 other hills that we have to go up and down, which are a pain in the butt. And in my opinion, that's gonna be probably the hardest part of the trip. And coincidentally, it's also the last stretch. So that'll be fun. There's another rock outcropping, or whatever you want to call it. Almost looks like that that mountain from the Lion King where Simba's held over the edge by the monkey. That's cool. Well, everyone, we reached our first overlook for the day, at least, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And just to give you guys an overview, right down there, if you see it, is the Youghiogheny River, and it snakes down around, and then that ridge line right there through the trees, that is where we will be for our next big overlook. But we have a big, huge mountain to go down and about 3 others to go back up. So began my descent of this 1,300 foot long buster, and from what I understand, it's roughly a mile or so down. So yay, funnest part of the trip is coming right up. Well, still going down, just sidestepping like this so I can save some energy and you know, not get hurt or fall down for that matter. Just to give you an idea of how steep this climb is, or descent, whatever you want to call it, I'm currently looking down the hill, and this is about eye level. We're looking straight ahead. So, yeah. And it just got steeper. So, this is now eye level. You can't even see the trail until I go down a little bit. Oh, crazy. Well, on the bright side, it's not every day you get to come across views like this. Oh, it's beautiful. Well, finally, after what felt like an eternity of going downhill, we have reached the last pull-off section for the shelters, which are down there, but they're actually down in there somewhere. Can't really see them through the trees, but we are going this way, and we have like 2 or 3 more hills to go up and down, which aren't nearly as bad as this one. It's really cool walking through here, seeing how all the trees are lined up like this. I mean, they're not lined up, but how they're spaced out and stuff. It's really cool. Oh, here's hill number 1. Well, I'll tell you what, that first hill was no joke. And apparently I have 1 more just like it to go before it gets to more solid level ground according to the topography map. So, oh, you about gave me a heart attack. Oh my God. Whew. I almost walked right on top of you. You didn't even rattle or nothing, bastard. Holy moly. Almost at the end of the trip. And almost get bit by a rattlesnake. Oh. Nothing like a little pucker factor to keep you alive, right? That's the first time I've ever encountered a rattlesnake on the Laurel Highlands hiking trail. He was only a foot off the trail. I heard a quick little shake, and I saw a tongue as I walked right past him. That thing could have bit me whenever it wanted to. I don't know why it didn't. I'm very glad it didn't, because if it did, well, I guess I'm SOL then. But, oh, I didn't even see him. Well, I'm coming up on mile marker 3 now, and I can hear thunder way off in the distance. Now, they are calling for some storms today, later this afternoon, which is around now, I guess. So if I don't get any other additional footage up until the end point, then that's why. All right, finished. There it is, right there. Woo! 70 miles, 4 days. Oh, is that a great feeling? Oh, well, I had a blast, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm Elliot. Thanks for watching.